well, not pre-race, post-race show will be done by me, as Ricky has to go. Um, Sorry for the technical difficulties. There's been many. I can check again if Boom said anything. I don't think he did. So therefore, we would. Let's go and get another interview while we wait and see if Boom wants to wants to talk. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. Knowing all the stuff to happen, but yeah. We have a couple more people that I at least want to get to. I don't want to wait too long on someone, knowing other people have stuff to do, and I kind of want to go and do other stuff myself before, yeah, because I haven't had dinner, and I might want to make myself dinner or something, so that'd be nice to have. But yeah. We'll see who ends up joining. Um, but yeah, we saw a lot of stuff happen. Now, just kind of backtracking before all the kind of last stop stuff, we saw a lot of over time. We saw guys kind of slowly fade out of the hunt. Obviously, Hendrick we thought was out of the hunt, and then he came back and obviously put himself back in the hunt. But yeah, it's we saw guys like Tack kind of fall off draft. We saw guys like Slick and Thomas kind of do the same. We saw guys like Cadet who started near the back, kind of worked their way up through the field and inevitably winning the race. So it is. We saw a lot of stuff happen in that race, but most of the kind of guys moving through the field kind of got sorted out before the first stop kind of started. Once that got underway, that's when kind of everyone was kind of put into the battles, and from then on it was just maximize what you could do. And I feel like most people did that. Some people obviously didn't. But yeah, we saw guys like Tack at 4th, Slick at 5th. Obviously Thomas got, I'm pretty sure, 6th. But yeah, just a lot of stuff happening that during that race initially, and then also we kind of had a little like portion of the race that was just kind of like chill. It was not much happening, but again, not much needs to happen every second of the race for it to be a good race. And I feel like that's it's fine that not everything was absolutely amazing every second of the race. But what really matters is, I mean, we had a good race. And yeah. Hendrick, and if not, obviously I'm just gonna interview who I can at this point to kind of get into the point where not many people are on or doing their own thing. So yeah, we'll see who we can get for people watching the stream. Thank you all for tuning in and deciding to watch this on a Saturday night. I hope you guys have enjoyed your Saturday nights. I have definitely. Anytime this league races, I have fun, which I feel like makes sense. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of stuff that I want to go over after this race with admins. That just the usual. Any rule changes that happens, I will update you as soon as possible on them. Usually, like if something happens Saturday night, like rule change wise, like after we go off air, which usually happens, which usually will happen. I'll mention it on Wednesday. I'll briefly mention it. Then I'll go more in depth in it on um, Saturday. You know when, because Saturday is like a big show. Saturdays are usually the big races, the all the good tracks, not the tracks that like, yeah, all the mile and a halves, or at least good mile and a halves, or most of them, the super speedways will be on, well, Saturdays. So those are usually the kind of big events, I guess. So that's, again, yeah, they're the ones that attract the most eyes. So yeah, I posted a short on the finish of Vegas, and that absolutely, I won't say blew up, but 1,000 views. Very very nice, very very cool. I'll probably post a clip of this. I might be working on some edits soon of drivers, and kind of starting to promote the drivers too, because again, as we start to get more and more into this league, and we start to get more and more to the fact of trying to attract an audience too, it would be very nice to obviously, promote the drivers, especially guys like Hendrick who already have so much success built up in the league. They're pretty easy to promote in that sense. People like Zach and Boom would also be fun to do. Again, that's all future stuff that will happen over the next couple weeks. I need to finish up my school stuff first. So by Wednesday is my last day. Last day of exams. I'm done school, but besides exams, I still have work to get done. So I need to get that done this weekend, and before obviously school ends on, like, officially ends on Wednesday. And then once that ends, my focus will turn to obviously my YouTube channel and this channel too, so we can again really just kind of build a following too, because that's something I kind of want to do. So like if you show up more, and you kind of become like a cool guy, like not a cool guy, you're a cool guy, but like, yeah, I will try to do promo stuff with people. It just really depends. It's obviously initially I'm gonna promote the guys that the big guys that show up almost every race and really are the guys that you see winning or competing up front every race. But I wouldn't be opposed to promoting other people too. Or yeah, just again, my advice would be if you're in the league and you want to get promoted in that stuff in a good light, just show up, really. Show up. Even if you're not the fastest guy, if you show up, you'll probably be talked about a lot. Therefore, it gives me more reason to promote you. Just because you're going to be there every. So if people connect and like try to be fans, they're not like, oh, well, this guy shows up 5 races a season. Then it's really tough. But if they show up to 15, 20 races a season, it's better. So yeah, that's kind of a little talk that I had, or I'm having. Again, I'll talk with the admins about it too, when I start doing it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to see if we can pull a couple more people to interview, because Hendrick's not joining. So I'm just gonna invite and see. I'm gonna invite people that were in the race, that lasted through the race, and see if they join. So people like Slick and Tack. Those are the 2 other guys. I just invited them at the same time. If they join, they join. That's good. Yeah. If they don't, oh well. It's fine. Slick is in. So, yeah. Welcome, Slick, to the post-race show. Obviously, you were in the stream just a moment ago, but we didn't see you much on camera, obviously, because you weren't necessarily at the front much. But again, just you kind of fell under the radar and then popped out there at the end, got a top 5, led a couple laps. How do you think your day went? And uh, yeah, just how do you think your day went?
Um, I think it went pretty good. I mean, at the start of the race, I maybe went a little aggressive than I wanted to. I was trying to get by dirt because I felt like I was quicker than him at least at the start. But then as the race kind of went on, kind of just drove my race. I did get a few bonus points, so I'll take the bonus points for leading a couple of laps. But P5. I mean, for the races I show up in, it's like you said, I'm consistent because it's like I'm finishing like 6th or 5th like every race it seems like. So I mean, my average finish is probably somewhere in between 6 to like 5.5 if I had to take a guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can actually look at that. What was your average finish for last season? Hold on. Stand by. Okay, I need to spreadsheet, go over the stats, go over to filter this to last season, so season 2. Let's go over Slick. You had a 6.8 average finish, because you finished 8th at Daytona, then 9th at Talladega, 9th again on race 13. I'm guessing you finished 9th at, what would that have been, the Glen? Would that have been? Or no, you finished 5th at the Glen. Then I don't know what race 13 was. Race 13 must have been, I can check this. Alright, just check on the schedule and see. What was race 13 last season? It was Michigan. That's why. Oh, you left early in that race. But yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
6.8 average finish. So only had 5 starts, but you still got 5th in the. Yeah. Obviously, I said this in the. I think it was in the pre-race show about how I feel like personally, your value is very high. Because it sounds a little weird at first when you think of like guys that I would arguably put you either higher than or at in value wise. But my argument to that is your dedication is really good. Like you get last place points for almost every race that you don't show up to, and in the races that you do show up to, again you kind of do stuff like you did in this race. You just kind of fall under the radar, pop back up, and next thing you know, you get a top 5 or something. And so, like, um, like, would you say the same, like, that you think you're pretty valuable to have on a team?
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, like you said, in my 5 starts last season, I ended up finishing 5th in points, which compared to like, Hendrick and Boom and Grigov, finished top 3, they'll be like, well, how did Slick finish 5th in points if he only started 5 races? Well, last place points and me finishing 6th or 5th every race helps. So I would say, nope, not trying to be biased or anything, but I would say I'm probably, free agency wise, I'm probably like, with Boom, Grigor, and like Hendrick and Zach in terms of like free agency wise.
Yeah, I would obviously. I feel like the easy person to put at the top is Hendrick, but Hendrick obviously will not be a free agent at any time. But I would arguably put you right around Boom or Grigor, because as much as they may have more pace, again, Grigor's dedication to the league kind of is iffy. He'll show up when he wants to, and he doesn't really put in last place points. Like last season, he got like 9th in the standings or something, and Boom is obviously he's fast, but the question is, does he stay in the league or does he cost himself points and that stuff? And usually the answer to those is not the good answer. But um, yeah, just walk me through your race though, Slick, because I didn't see much obviously. So I want to kind of ask you how your race went and kind of what you did in your race.
Well, I would say my car compared to, I mean, because I know like Boom early on in the race, I think was tight, I believe, from what I was hearing. But my car, I didn't really make any adjustments. I think that maybe upped the wedge just a teeny bit. I kind of just didn't mess with the car, kind of just ran the way it wanted it to, and then. I was like, pissed off came around. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can.
Oh, got interrupted. Um, we can wait a second. Tack, I'll get to you in a second for your interview.
Okay, my fault. Anyway, yeah, actually, on that first pit stop that I stayed out, it was funny. I ran out of fuel in like 3, and I ended up just having to coast around 3 and 4 and make it to pit road just in time. So I was
Yeah,
kind of lucky on that part, but
I thought I saw
kind
you
of
on a fuel.
kind of played strategy. Feel like, you know what? Let me lead some laps because I really don't really lead laps, but I got a couple bonus points to add on to points. So overall, I think it went fine. I did have a nice battle early on with Dirt and like Kendrick and Tack, so it was fun battling up there for a while. But P5, I'll take a 5th. Second race of the season for me, so I'll take a 5th.
Lastly, you did mention you were able to lead a couple laps because you didn't think you led most laps. Last season you led 2 laps. Today you led 4 laps, so you doubled in laps led that you have. But all in all, thank you for your time, Slick. Yeah, thank you for just joining the show and talking after the race. I really appreciate it. Um, and yeah, I'll see you sometime soon, and hopefully you'll be back for maybe next Saturday or whenever.
Saturday, probably. Wednesdays I can't make, but Saturdays I should be able to make.
Okay. Hopefully we'll see you at Texas then next week.
Yep, indeed.
That was the driver of the 36 FRM car who finished P5 in this race, leading 4 laps. Um, but yeah, let's go on to our next person because they end up joining the party in the middle of the Slick interview. But I do kind of want to talk to him, obviously. Tack is obviously here. Hold on, I'm trying to find the 21 car. Here we go. Tack, obviously you ran 4th for most of that race. So just kind of walk me through your race and how you felt it went.
Uh, very loose, I'll tell you that. I knew I had the speed to be up with those leaders, but my car was just too loose. I was trying to help the 2 car get up to those leaders, and luckily I did. But then my car just like, woohoo, snapped, and I basically just lost the draft. So I figured, what the heck, just run my own race. But I was thinking about taking to that last stop to see if I can get to those leaders, but I was like, nah. Then I changed my line. I changed my mind last second. Just took 4 because I figured, why not? Just have a solid race, and I did.
Yeah. Um, Obviously your race was, as you said, loose. We saw that a lot recently. Um, I do want to kind of mention the gap now is because Hendrick didn't lead any laps this race. The gap is now at 20 points instead of 25 or whatever. But it was at 10 in this race. You lost another 10. How is your approach for Wednesday at Martinsville and next week at Texas? How are you gonna approach those races, knowing you do have to start kind of at least trying to keep in touch of Hendrick and waiting for potentially a bad race?
Oof. Well, obviously for Martinsville, you're gonna see a whole different driver. I mean, I'm still gonna be the same driver, but just uh, I'm gonna try to be a little more aggressive because Martinsville is next, and ooh, I've been killing at these short tracks, but then Texas, eh, I only run top 5 most of the time, but I haven't won there in like a couple of years, so I just gotta see what I could do there. But
Yeah. Um, Now I do have to mention something that kind of involves the championship. Your championship rival, Hendrick, obviously. Um, from what I hear, not from what I hear, from what I know, because looking at his stats from Martinsville and just knowing in general, knowing Hendrick, he's not good at Martinsville. Knowing that, how will you approach Martinsville specifically? Knowing that your championship rival, it's one of his worst tracks. Knowing he's just in general not good at short tracks, but knowing it's one of his worst tracks, like how are you gonna approach it? Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely gonna use that to my advantage. Try to make sure I qualify at least in the top two, and then stay there, and hopefully try go for the win. But yeah, it's Martinsville, and people can't. All I'm gonna say is they're gonna. They have a tendency to send it every lap, so first goal, just survive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say, now I do want to mention one thing. I haven't really mentioned this much. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. Um, but the Wood Brothers are leading the team championship. So, uh, are you are you ever gonna like think about that and potentially think about, you know, Wood Brothers could win that? Um,
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely try. I know we're first right now, and I tend to keep it that way. If as long as we just get solid finishes, uh, I think we should maintain the championship for team points.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that was everything I had for you. So again, also thank you for taking time out of your day to uh, join the show and talk about how your race was. And yeah, uh, I'll be excited to see you at Martinsville, and see kind of how you do. And hopefully it'll be hopefully you can gain a couple points and potentially make the battle just that tiny bit closer, even though it's already pretty close. So
Yep,
thank you for showing up, and thank you for joining the post race show. And yeah,
and fourth, buddy.
that was driver of the Menards, number 21, for the Wood Brothers. Um, Again, Tack is just, he's a very, I know in the season, I don't feel like people would have thought he would be in this position, battling for the championship and being one of the biggest threats to end Hendrick's back-to-back, Hendrick's bid to go back-to-back. Uh, but he definitely has asserted himself as being the main threat, if not one of them. Um, and I feel like it's always a cool story. Again, Tech may not have the pace necessarily that Boom and Hendrick and Cadet have, but he has the racecraft and he knows how to put a race together. He knows kind of what you need to know almost if you want to win a title. The only person that I would say does it better than him is the guy that's ahead of him in points. That's Hendrick. But there's not many people that can do it better than Hendrick, unless you could go on a run like Zach had where you win like 4 races in a row. Now, if you do that, obviously, it's almost impossible for Hendrick to do better. But, I mean, we haven't really seen many guys sneak away with wins. Obviously, Hendrick's still winless. Tack has a win. Boom has 2. Now Cadet has 1. So, Shake also has 1. So, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Martinsville plays out on Wednesday. Next week, obviously, will be Texas. And am I ready? Yes. Texas should be fun. Martinsville. Last season was actually a really good race. Will it be the same? I don't know. Really, we'll see what happens. Yeah, just thank you guys for tuning in this whole kind of racing night. And yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully on Wednesday for Martinsville. If not, on Saturday for Texas, there'll be a pre and post race show for that. Then, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.